Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. For the next couple days, I'm going to take you guys along with me as I sort of wind down, relax, tend to the garden, and make a couple of updates around the house. I have two new things, new to me, that came in, so I wanted to show you. One is this Ruggable Rug. I bought this as part of the Memorial Day sale. And I will say, this is my first Ruggable Rug. My mom bought them because of her dogs, because of the washable factor. And I really did not like the quality. It was so thin. It wasn't very comfortable to step on. And you had to buy the piece of padding that goes underneath, like they were separate. And now they make them together, and I hear that the quality has gone up. So to the touch, actually, this does seem much softer than they were like 4 years ago. And this is the one that I got. What really sold me on this was the Greek key details. I really love that specific geometric print, and I love a light blue. So this is sort of light blue and gray. And I'll show you. Now they have this on the back, which these little lines here are silicone so that it doesn't slip. And I wonder if you can see the texture. It is softer and definitely better made than they used to be, which is great. So I'm gonna put this down on the kitchen, and then I'll get some B-roll to show you guys what it looks like. Ooh, yeah. I think the gray and blue plays nice off of the gray veined porcelain that we have, not only on the backsplash, but all of the countertops in here. I think it's really nice, really timeless. And the next piece that I got is this beautiful patinaed mirror. This is off of Etsy, and the frame has a nice age to it, as well as I can't really show you this without you guys seeing yourself, but there's some good patina also on the mirror itself. So I really love a small scale antique mirror, something with good age on the frame, good patina on the mirror itself. I just find that it's such a art piece really in the home. They're also so versatile, and I think often people go for large scale art, which is appropriate, but it adds a lot of interest to also have small scale, almost unproportionately small scale wall hanging pieces around the house. And I say wall hanging instead of art because I use mirrors as art. So I love, you know, even like over here in this black frame right here, you can see that tiny little painting of a still life mandarin, and the mirror up here, which is antique. Those are some of the things that I've just gravitated towards forever. And it's really a through line in the way that I like to style my home. So this piece in particular, it sort of has like a light grayish, almost pulls like a eggshell blue color with cream, off-white, also raw wood showing through. It has this chippy paint. So I'm thinking that I'm actually going to try putting this in the guest bedroom upstairs. It's our white bedroom, and hanging this over the bed, we have a tiny mirror hanging in the middle of our master bed, and I absolutely love that look. I'm not super precious about putting holes in our walls, so I'll hang it there. We'll keep it there for a while upstairs in the guest room, and if I change my mind, we'll move it, and I will document that for you as well. So let's head upstairs and hang this new mirror. There are a couple of things that I need to get done around the garden, just more maintenance than anything. But through my gardening journey, I have learned a decent amount. And so I figured that I would take you guys along for a little bit of gardening maintenance. Right here, I planted a Poet's white yellow rose bush. It gets to be like 4 feet by 4 feet. It's still kind of a baby now, or at least new to me. I've only had it for a couple of months, but it's from David Austin Roses. And as you can see, it's starting to bloom again. It seems to have a nice thorough bloom every month or so, and then all the flowers fall off and it prepares for sort of another wave of blooming. I have been fertilizing it about once a month as the blooms fall off, and there's a lot of spent blooms over here, so I will show you guys how I prune this to promote new growth, and it has been working very well. I have other rose bushes, climbing roses and rose bushes in the yard. I've been doing this with all of them, and it is the best method that I have found to keep the plant healthy and to really promote new growth during the blooming season. Here are some of the spent blooms, and what I'm going to do is I am going to cut these off, and I'm going to choose the spot to cut at the first stem that has 5 leaves. So, like this stem, for example, has 4 leaves. But this one here has 5 leaves. So actually I'm going to cut it like this, which will remove all 3 of these together, spent blooms. And I'm just going to continue that process through this whole bush until all of the old blooms have been picked off and we're chopping down to the first little stem that has 5 leaves. Okay, over in our raised bed for herbs, our basil plant has started to flower, and really each stem is flowering. So it's definitely entered into the reproductive stage. Before, when there were just 1 or 2 blooms, I was just cutting it back and continuing to harvest. But now that the whole plant is blooming, it is well into the reproductive stage, which means that it's going to stop producing these nice, big, soft, and flavorful leaves, and is instead going to start producing smaller, more textured and bitter leaves, which is no problem. What you can do if you wanted was let the blooms seed, collect the seeds, and then you would have this same basil plant to plant for the next season, but here in Florida we can grow basil all year round, and we use it all year round, or at least I use it all year round. So instead I am actually going to pluck this plant and replace it. While I am replacing this basil, I have thyme here, and it is a climber, so it will just climb sideways and sort of cover the surface area of the planter, which it's been fine, but really it doesn't play very nice with other plants in a raised bed like this. And I'd like the focus of this planter to really be basil, tomato, and peppers, mainly peppers, I think. So I'm going to pull this thyme out and pot it in the base of my Valencia orange trees, which are potted in the front yard. To help promote the growth of this new basil plant so that it grows long instead of so bushy, I do actually prefer the look of a bushy basil, but when it's in a raised bed like this that's quite tight, I don't want it to be hidden from the sun as the other items around it grow. So I want it to get a decent bit of height so that it has ample height to get the sunlight that it needs. So I'm just going to trim this up. All of these little stalks around the edges, and I'm going to leave these sort of clusters at the top to promote that upward growth. And as you can see, there's lots of little baby stems. This is because when you buy store-bought herbs, there's often many seedlings in one pot. They're too crammed together. Really all you need are 1 or 2 seedlings, and there's maybe like 10 in a store-bought pot, which is often why they don't do well if you don't repot them, trim them, or just put them in the ground. So a lot of these little tiny stems I'm actually just going to cut off entirely. The camera overheated while I was cutting the basil, but as you can see, all of the leaves are trimmed back except for the very top crown, I'm going to call it. So although it looks bare now, this will promote height instead of width, so it can still get ample sunlight. And here is the sage, which I don't use it for much, but I cut branches sometimes to put in the house. I just absolutely love the way that this smells. It's like one of my all-time favorite scents. This is a Tabasco pepper, so I'm going to pick off all of the peppers that are ready, as well as back here we have the habanero. All of these are red, so I'm going to pluck these off too so that we can make some hot sauce. Taking a look at this Tabasco plant, which honestly I knew the brand Tabasco hot sauce, but I didn't know that it was an actual type of pepper. I just took a thorough look through the plant, and they're all yellow or orange, so it's not quite ready yet. Once they're orange, they're starting to develop heat, but they really don't have their full flavor profile until they are bright red. So I'm gonna hold off on these. I got a couple of habanero peppers, and the habanero peppers have actually been, I've been harvesting them the last month or so, so I have a little bit of a backstock, definitely enough to make a hot sauce. Okay, we're going to throw together some hot sauce. I've never made hot sauce before. Here are our homegrown habaneros that I picked from the garden. I'll link, there's like an 8-minute YouTube video that I watched just to give me sort of the basics of making hot sauce. So I'm going to roughly follow it. As I've been picking habaneros, I have been freezing them until I had enough to make hot sauce. And our personal trainer brought us over mangoes from his mango tree, and he said that they are especially sweet. So I'm gonna use mangoes instead of sugar to make a mango habanero hot sauce, and I'm just gonna put it in the blender. I picked up, or should I say I ordered off Amazon some of these little sauce jars. I think I might only have enough hot sauce for one, but I ordered a 6-pack and I just washed them. They took forever to dry because of the shape. So let's do it. Okay guys, that is it for this week's video. If you made it this far, please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for another one. Bye.